Hi, I'm Pallavi Ridout and I'm a leadership coach. In my previous video, I have introduced to you the three-pillar framework that I have developed for leaders who wish to lead a life of no regrets. Last week, we discussed pillar number 1, which was clarifying your purpose. Today, we are going to deep dive into pillar number 2, which is creating a winning mindset. First, let's define what does mindset mean for leaders who wish to lead a life of no regrets. Leadership mindset is defined by how we see ourselves, not only in our professional, but also our personal roles and the stories we tell others about who we are. It is one of the most important, least understood, and most neglected elements in the evolution of a leader. Organizations worldwide spend roughly $356 billion in leadership development programs. But research shows that 75% of these organizations rated their leadership development programs and efforts as not effective. Why is that? It's likely because most leadership development programs or efforts overlook a specific attribute that is foundational to how leaders think, learn, and behave. It's their mindset. Mindset drives what leaders do and why. When leadership development programs ignore mindsets, they ignore how leaders see, interpret problems, as well as opportunities. In my coaching practice, I work with leaders to focus on a critical mindset that has been found to be extremely effective in the leader's ability to engage with others, navigate change more successfully, and perform in their leadership roles successfully. That mindset is called growth versus fixed mindset. And it's a concept that was developed by Carol Dweck, a psychology professor in Stanford University. Leaders who believe that their talents can be developed through hard work, good strategies, and input from others have what we call a growth mindset. These leaders are approachable, they're empathetic, they're influential, and most importantly, they set a great examples for others to follow. Conversely, those with a fixed mindset do not believe that people can change their talents, abilities, and intelligence. They believe we are born with a certain set of talents, abilities, and intelligence, and that's pretty much it. They play small, they limit their growth, and are extremely uncomfortable when challenged. And these traits reduce their ability to garner trust with others and thereby lead effectively. Now that we have identified what a mindset is and the importance of growth versus fixed mindset, here is a 3-step process that leaders can follow to develop a winning mindset. Step number 1, awareness. Having an awareness of which mindset dominates within us is extremely critical. When we face challenges, receive criticism, or fare poorly compared to others, we can easily fall into insecurity or defensiveness, a response that inhibits growth. Many managers and executives have benefited from learning to recognize when their fixed mindset persona shows up and what it says to make them feel threatened or defensive. So that was step number 1, having an awareness of which mindset dominates us. Step number 2, know your triggers. Our personal and work environment are full of fixed mindset triggers. Focus on being aware on when that fixed persona shows up. Identify what it takes to make you feel threatened, defensive, and exhibit those destructive behaviors. To remain in a growth zone, we must identify and work on these triggers. So that was step number 2, is know your triggers. Step number 3 is lead with your strengths and work on your derailers. I use a variety of assessments with my leaders to help them become aware of what they excel in so that they can continue to lead in these areas, continue to strengthen these areas. It is important for leaders to be aware of their areas of opportunities and weaknesses not so that they can work on each and every one of them. Instead, they should seek to develop a minimum level of competence in their weakness. If a weakness isn't pulled up to an acceptable threshold of competence, especially for a leader, it becomes a debilitating derailer, one that will rob the leader of their credibility, in turn impact their ability to build trust and influence with others. In conclusion, I'm going to leave you with 2 questions. 1, do you know if you lean towards a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? And question number 2, what do you need to do in order to develop a winning mindset and lead a life of no regrets? Feel free to let us know in the comments below, and take care, and I wish you all the best in leading your life of no regrets.